Howdy folks, TJ here. Let's chat a little bit about the Zapperbox. This is the Zapperbox Mini that I recently did a recording, a video on late last year. I'm an M1 owner. An M1 is a dual tuner Zapperbox that I connected to my big old house antenna. I cut the cord last summer. I no longer have dish that cost me $100 a month. I now have antenna feed using the M1 device that gives me two tuners. I can record TV shows, and I basically cut the cord. But I had one box that cost me $270 some odd, and I have it downstairs in the master living room, and it's great, works good. But what am I going to do when I'm upstairs? Well, when I'm upstairs, the Zapperbox M2 or Zapperbox Mini, which is the one that I'm holding here, comes into play. It allows you to network to your main Zapperbox. So if you own a Zapperbox M1 like me, which is a two tuner, or a Zapperbox M2, which is a single tuner, the name's a little confusing. M2 you would think would be 2 and M1 would be 1. I think they figured that out and now they're renaming things. But needless to say, an M1 is a dual tuner, an M2 is a single tuner. Those you can connect up to a TV, connect to the antenna of choice, and be able to view antenna feed and record shows and all that fun stuff. Now, if you want to, and you already own an M1 or an M2, and you want to add another room to the picture, be able to watch TV and all that stuff, that's where the Mini comes into the play. The Mini is the one that I have here that is going to be connected up to my master bedroom TV. And there's a roadmap, because not as of right now, every feature works. The only thing that's working on the Mini version of here is that I can tap into my M1 or M2 and be able to watch recordings, which is cool because my wife records this show, the Tales of the Midwife or something, some PBS show, and she'll record it. And then now with this Zapperbox Mini upstairs, she can watch those recordings, which is great. But we want to be able to eventually watch antenna feed. I like to watch new shows. I want to watch the Super Bowl or whatever it is. So there's a roadmap which we're going to talk about, and I wanted to introduce you to. So if you go to Zapperbox.com and go up to support, down to release notes, which is where I am, there's a whole bunch of information, which I'm going to turn off the lighting behind me and focus in on the screen, and we'll chat about it, because right now, as of late last year, 2024, when they started shipping the M2 and the Mini, there's only certain features that they're out of the box able to do. And right now what I'm using the Zapperbox for is on a separate TV, connecting through the network in my home, my internet network. It can chat to the other box in the house, the M1 in my case, and be able to watch recordings, which is great. It's a cool addition. But I can't wait until me being able to tap into those tuners on the M1 and be able to watch TV shows. That's coming soon. So let me turn off the lighting behind me, and we'll show you this little, maybe some of you that are following Zapperbox have been watching it a little closer. Let me focus in on the screen and zoom in just a little bit. I'm going to get very dark now because I've turned off the lighting, but you should be able to see the screen a little bit better. And that's the whole goal of this. So, release notes, updated February 7th. So that's a recent update. At 6:30 p.m. CT time, it shows you the current version of the software, 3.2.2. It tells you the OS version of the M1, M2, and M3, what you are if you're up to date. These things you can set to auto update. So every so often we'll turn on the TV and it will say an update's available. Do you want to do it? And you do it. And every time that comes up, my wife turns on the TV and she goes, what do I do? What do I do? Just go ahead and accept it. Let it update. Just don't try to accept any update to any device if you're mission critical. That moment you're watching the Super Bowl, do you want to do an update right beforehand and something happen? Stuff happens. As they say, stuff hits the fan. So do updates smartly when you know that if you do it and there's a hiccup, that you've got a number of days to get things corrected. In my case, I don't have that problem right now. But yeah, you don't do it right before the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. Be smart about it. So anyway, it gives you the current versions, which is cool. Current advisories, it talks about regarding the DVR and content security, the whole DRM thing and gateway support. the folks at Zapperbox use that word quite a bit, a gateway. So what these devices do, the M1, M2, and M3, there's a gateway now that can tie them all together, be able to chat and share each other's capabilities, which is a very cool feature. So coming soon. So February 10th. What's today's date? Is today the 9th or 10th? I think today's the 10th. Okay, so apparently there's a fix for KSAT, San Antonio. Well, I'm not in San Antonio, but I do have family that's there. So cool, it talks about an update. Then on February 10th, another one, a fix for formatting certain micro SD cards. So maybe they found some incompatibility with certain SD cards and made a correction and a fix. These guys are always updating stuff, which is cool. There's other ATSC 3 devices on the market, and I've owned one of the other ones, and I returned it because the thing was scalding hot one morning and it wouldn't work anymore. I go, okay, I don't want to test other ones. I'm very happy with Zapperbox, and they've been, you know, something important to me is customer service. If I had a hiccup, and I did have a hiccup with my M1 that they corrected very quickly. So customer service is important to me. So not always does the device have to be the best, although in this case, in my opinion, the Zapperbox is the best in terms of being an ATSC 3 tuner, DVR, recorder, and now it's adding all of these new gateway DVR capabilities for other room sharing, which is cool. So anyway, so coming soon, let's see. Oh, okay, so this is the big one. So we're at version 3.2.2 right now, and it looks like they had some recent little updates about micro SD cards and such. But the big one is version 3.3, multi-room live TV, end of March, early April. So now hopefully they don't do an April Fool's on us and introduce it on April 1st. Don't do that. Although April Fool's is kind of fun. I've had some good April Fool's myself on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so version 3.3 is the biggie. That's the one that I'm waiting for because the wife wants to watch TV upstairs. I want to watch the TV downstairs. We want to each watch our own shows. So version 3.3 is offering that. And it's coming the end of March, early April. It gives you the ability to watch live TV on networked Zapperbox devices. So with me having an M1 downstairs and a mini upstairs, each will be able to tap into one of those tuners and be able to bring in a live feed. Version 3.3 may only work with dual tuner gateways, and we may push support for single tuner gateways to version 3.4. Okay, so that's new news to me. I did not know this. I haven't read this for a little bit. So I'm an M1 owner. M1 is a dual tuner unit. So I'm okay, but if you recently purchased an M2 device, which has a single tuner, that may apparently be pushed to version 3.4. If that helps us release 3.3 sooner. So looks like maybe they're having a hiccup with 3.3 where it's not working properly, or having some hiccup with it working both under a single and dual tuner. So to get it out, they're going to do it for the original M1. The M1's been out for a long time now. I purchased mine this last summer, and it was out before that. So at this point, you know, that kind of makes sense. So it would be great if they could do it at the same time, but things happen, as I say, smartly update when you're supposed to update. So this is new news to me. So version 3.3 it hasn't been signified in stone here, will only do dual tuner at first. Another thing, allowing deleting remote recordings. Add setting under themes and options to generate viewing recommendations. Okay, and then after that, they have a version 3.N, offline DRM in progress. So what's that meaning? So right now, you have to have an internet connection with your original Zapperbox, like in my case, M1, to be able to watch these ATSC 3 and be able to record them and be able to watch them. Apparently, they're working on an offline version of this, which I believe means, now don't hold me accountable, but ask them, but I believe what that means is they're finding a way to be able to do that offline. It's in progress, and the date is to be TBA, to be addressed, assigned, whatever the A is. Anyway, so they're looking at an offline way to do that. Today, you're going to have an internet connection, obviously, to bring in your nice menu system, your nice TV guide, which again is very inexpensive. For $2.50 a month, I think, which is just around 30 bucks a year, you can have a nice guide that is easily navigatable and be able to select a TV show and say, I want to record it, and go back and watch your recording, because it's all very, just like any other, TV device or streaming device. It's easy to do, and it works very well. 3.0 is the next one. Preview during FF. In progress, estimated by the end of July 2025. So, preview during FF. Is that fast forward? What's that? I don't know what this one means. I don't have to understand everything, but anyway, preview during, I'm guessing FF means fast forward. And then it puts a note on there. This feature will not work for encrypted channels unless they broadcast or also transmits preview titles in the clear. That went over my head, so I don't know what that means, but there you go. There's a roadmap now. So that was the coming soon stuff. Apparently, we can think that this is all going to happen this year, 2025, and probably by summer, because it says July 2025 for the last thing here. The one that I can't wait for is end of March, early April. I want to watch my TV shows in 2 different rooms. Roadmap. Version 3.x supported encrypted recordings on connected devices. 3.y support encrypted live TV channels on connected devices. Gateway version 3.z or Z. I like saying Z because that's I do a lot of 8-bit computer stuff, and that's from overseas, the ZX Spectrum, and they call it Z, and I'm just so used to it now. I see a Z and I say Z. I'm not in the United States too. Figure that out. Anyway, APIs to control Zapperbox from other devices. And then there's an MMT, MPEG Media Transport Protocol. It is currently used by 6 stations in the United States, and that is owned by Sinclair. Hey, that's not the same Sinclair I was just talking about, Sinclair ZX Spectrum. But anyway, it's owned by Sinclair, the gas company. I don't know. I've never heard of that. Sinclair, I guess, is another. Must be a TV. Airwaves owner, I don't know. All other stations use an alternative protocol called Route. Sinclair plans to start, I got all sorts of stuff popping up there. Anyway, Sinclair plans to start switching more stations to MMT. So that one, okay, sounds interesting, but nothing that hit in my radar right now. IP controls and SDK for smart home integration. Okay, that sounds interesting. A344 broadcast apps. NextGen TV Loto certification, and streaming apps for TVs. So they're looking out in a roadmap, and it looks like, and I've heard them talk about this before, where they're going to have a streaming app at some point. So we've obviously got these boxes now. These boxes are needed, at least one main one to connect to your antenna to bring in the feed. Then you can connect other ones to that, and they all chat with one another. At some point, they're looking out to adding streaming apps, which is cool. I'm more of a physical guy. I want a device that is one device with one remote that I turn on and I watch TV live antenna feed. I don't want to have to run a Roku app or whatever app that then launch an app to watch something else. There's some people that are fine with that. I don't want to. I just want to turn on the TV, have a little brain numbing, and flick through channels. That's what I do. But that's cool. They're going to have a streaming app. Then there's a whole talk about revision history. So if you want to go back in time and look at the minor fixes they just did just here in February, dating all the way back to, how long is this? Oh, look at how long this list is. It's going back to when man was first created, 2023, 2022, holy shmoses, all the way back to, it's still scrolling, version 0.6 released July 1st, 2022, first release. So this thing has been out for a while. The folks at Zapperbox, in my opinion, are the main attraction for ATSC 3 box, DVR type boxes that can record your TV shows. There's people you can actually email and you get immediate that day messages back, which is really cool. So anyway, I wanted to introduce you to the release notes. Check them out periodically just to kind of see what updates are happening. And that's it. So thanks for watching this video. I look forward to the March, early April time frame when I can upstairs watch TV shows coming in from an antenna, so I could tap into that antenna feed. That's the one that I really can't wait for. And I'm hoping that I can record that show upstairs that I'm watching and record the show downstairs that you're watching. So you can record, watch, all that's to be seen on how it works. I don't know yet because it's not out, but we'll cover that when the time comes. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.